everyone, it is Travel Crochet and my name is Tracy. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. So a bit of a life update. I have new glasses and I'm actually filming during the day for a Wednesday, and normally I just say to myself, I'll just finish off this one more thing before I do the video, and it ends up like 10 o'clock at night. But today I said, nope, we're going to do it during the day and have the window open, natural light coming in, and we'll see what the lighting is like. We're just natural lighting, so we'll see how this records. I may have to do it again, we'll just see. Anyway, so the other thing that may not be very interesting, but when you travel around Australia in a caravan, it is very, very, very difficult to get an appointment with a hairdresser. And so this is why I started off when we left our travels with blonde hair and it eventually grew all the way out, because you're never in an area long enough to get a hairdressing appointment, or you might be able to get a haircut, but definitely not a dye or anything like that. So I actually noticed that a brand new hairdresser opened up just around the corner from where we live, and I went in the other day with Chris's encouragement, and I have booked an appointment. So that is for next Wednesday. So in a week's time, I'm actually going to get my hair done. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet, but we shall see next week what I end up looking like on next Wednesday's video. So I won't be crocheting much for that day. Yeah, so that'll be different. And these glasses also have the tint in them, so if you're in the sunshine, they actually have the sunglasses built in, so I may be looking like I'm outside with a little bit of tint. So anyway, so this last 4 days since my last video, I've had bit of a spurt on doing some items that I've done before, or no, I've done 2 new patterns that I hadn't done before, but the rest were ones that I've done before. I just felt like I needed some patterns that were like a little bit mindless, because I'd done some pretty big projects recently, so I wanted something a little bit quicker to make things, to start stocking up a little bit more for my market, because I was getting really, really, really low. So I actually did some multiples of things this week, or this last 4 days, which is unusual for me. Yeah. All right, so the first one that I actually started on was sea turtles. Always have to do sea turtles no matter what, but I love doing sea turtles. This one was actually a new pattern that I hadn't done before. Well, it's only part of the pattern that I hadn't done before. So this is a Crochet by Jenna pattern. So to make the actual turtle is the same as the rest of her patterns, but this is the blueberry one with the blueberry top. So that bit is a bit extra. But to be honest, I think that's the first time and last time I'm going to make that. I just feel that the shell is too high. I don't really like it. So I'm sure, it looks like his head is a bit crooked. If anyone else is like me, even if you stick well, I don't have Ami sticks, but I use knitting needles through, I still managed to sew the head on crooked. It's not too bad when I actually fiddle around with it. So I like the colors, I just don't like the shell. I think it's too high, but anyway, it's a different type of sea turtle. Somebody might like it, we'll see. So that was the first one I did, and that was the sort of half new, half not new pattern. This guy, and have nice blue sparkly eyes. And I'm actually organised today and have a bag beside me to put my plushies in once I've shown you. All right, so then I moved on to more sea turtles, but this is the new one that I've been making by Crochet Customs. Again, all the links to the patterns I've used will be, well, not to the actual links, but to either the Etsy store itself, and then you find the pattern in there, because quite often patterns either get changed or moved or whatever. So I'll link you to the actual designer's Etsy store or wherever it's come from, the blog or whatever, and then you find the pattern from there. So this is Crochet Customs, brand new pattern. It is now released on Etsy and Ko-fi, I think that's what you call the other platform. I haven't really looked at the other platform before. Again, this is my brand new favorite sea turtle pattern. Even though you have to sew the head and the fins on, I just like it how you can place them where you want to. And that it's got the fancy shell around it, so it makes it just a bit different. So this is the first one I made, and goes these purpley eyes, and that mystical, burnout mystical yarn. Oh no, that might be the frosted. I think this one's the frosted one. I'm not sure what it's called. One day I'll actually look them up. But I love this color combination. So that was the first one. Then I moved on to the same pattern, but I'm just doing variations now. This was a mystical. Again, I'm not sure what color that is, but it's a nice pink. And then I just thought I'd add white fins. And then there is a story to these fins that I'll go on with in a minute. So I was actually, while I was making these, Chris and I started watching the Power of the Rings, I think it's called. It's the series that's sort of before Lord of the Rings. It's really good. So I needed patterns that I pretty well know the pattern off by heart now, so it was mindless and I could watch while I'm crocheting. So that was the second one I made. Then still the same pattern, I made this combination, which I think is very cheery and bright. This is the new rainbow stripe, I think it was called, from our Spotlight blanket yarn range, which is really, really soft. I loved working with it. It was beautiful, but it matches well with the actual blanket, Motivera blanket yarn from Spotlight that we have as well. So, and I gave silver eyes for that one. So that was the third one. Then fourth one, see, I was watching this series and just making turtles, but I needed to stock up on turtles. So these eyes, what colour are they? Oh, they're sort of a silvery, depending on what angle you're on, they can change colour. Again, another burnout mystical, not sure what colour, but it goes very well with this apricot kind of colour from our Spotlight blanket yarn. So that was number 4. Whoopsie, sorry, bumped the camera. Then, well, decided to play yarn chicken with the last one and got as far as head, shell, body made, and I got 3 fins, and then I was literally 21 stitches off finishing the last fin, and I ran out of this blue, and Spotlight here don't have this one in stock. So I'm not going to order in one skein and be charged postage for it. So this guy's just going to hang around until that comes back in stock. So I did 4 3/4 turtles. So now I'll put those in my bag. Oh, now I'm going to leave that one out to remind me. Okay, so then on the theme of going on to patterns that I haven't done for a while, haven't had out at the market for a while, I thought I'll go back to making some bees again, because I haven't made them for a while. They were very popular, and I thought, let's see if they're still popular. And it just happens to be when I was mindlessly making these sea turtles, when I was making this one, I accidentally made 5 fins. I just lost count somewhere, or I was sitting on one and didn't see it, or whatever. Anyway, then I got to making these bees, and I thought, you know what? I actually don't like the circle wings. Let's see what a flipper from a turtle looks like as a wing. So this is the result. And I actually, I'll move back. So these are quite a large version of the bees. I use Southern Gals Crochet bee pattern. It's very quick and easy, but I like how the wings stick up. They actually look like wings. So if you want a different version of wings for a bee, just do some sea turtle flippers, and there you go. And they sit up nicely when you sew them in. They don't move, and they look more wing shaped. So I'm really impressed with this. And actually, what's that thing called of Harry Potter, that little golden snitch? It reminds me of a golden snitch with this wings on. So I made that one with that face. Then, excuse me while I move behind you, I made this one with different coloured eyes. So that was sort of red eyes. I think that blush has moved a little bit. Then this one with a different smile and blue eyes. And then I made this one with a big happy smile, but without the extra bits there, with green eyes. So 3 of the large ones. Again, mindless series watching stuff. So that was that. And then I thought, well, I've made large ones. Let's go ahead and make some small ones. And again, the small wings. And you can change if you want them up a bit higher or down. I thought I liked the down because it looks like they're kind of flying. So again, I think I just sort of did the same mouth with these guys. I couldn't be bothered thinking, oh, my chair's creaking. So 3 in total. Are those ones? So I think even with the small ones, those wings look good. So we'll see how they go anyway. So I was a lot more productive in the last 4 days. Then another pattern that I had made before, it was actually a pattern test I did, and I actually didn't get it to market because it sold on my website before I got to market, and I just hadn't made it again, and I don't know why. There's just so many patterns. So this Nibbles the mouse, I think it's Nibbles the country mouse. So this is a pattern by Robin by Knotting Hook Crochet. This guy is so cute, absolutely cute. I've got him holding this little chocolate chip cookie, and I had gone down the street earlier to do some food shopping, came back, and I'd left this guy out because I always forget the tail. So put his tail on when we got back, and then I made, this is the mystical yarn and our blanket yarn from Spotlight. And the cookie I made out of the smaller chenille, velvet chenille yarn that I get from Temu, just to make it smaller. And then I made another one out of the Aldi yarn. So the size variation is a little bit different. So I'll actually put them out separately. I actually remembered his tail. I gave him a longer tail. But I think his overalls in these colours look so good. But even these ones. And then I was going to make a girl version, but I've forgotten where Robin said to start the dress from, so I'll have to find that in her video, or I might have to send her a message and ask her, because I'm not sure which video she mentioned that in. But yeah, 2 of these guys, I am actually going to keep them the same price, but I'll just put them out at separate times, because I think they're so cute. I think they will sell. Hopefully they're not like rabbits and will sell, but like I said, the first one didn't even make it to market because it's sold on my website. Oh, excuse me, sorry, got an itch. Before we even got there. Then this next pattern was actually, the idea came from my neighbour, my new neighbour, who is absolutely lovely and crochets as well. And she came over yesterday and said, look, my granddaughter that I'm going to visit in 6 weeks has requested a creeper pattern. And she goes, and I go, creeper pattern? I'm going, why does that sound familiar? And off Minecraft. And we know that Minecraft is going absolutely crazy at the moment because of the movie release. And then I thought, that's a really good idea. Let's find a pattern. And so we searched for patterns together. I found one. I got a little frustrated because I'm not sure if it was pattern tested or not, or it's just because I was using a different sized yarn. When you got to the color changes, it wasn't where it should be to be centered. So I had to play with that a little bit. So here is my creeper. And I got a little confused. Plus I was watching the shows and I shouldn't have been, because this one took a lot of thinking, and it's really hard to keep something stuffed and try and keep the cube square shape as well. So it kind of ends up a rounded cube. Again, with the placements of where these stitches were, if I had have done it where the pattern said, this first lot of black would have started over here, and then these ones would have been around the corner. So I had to change where they're placed. So you've got 4 legs, back of the head, then his face, and then I just went over with the black yarn just to make the outline of the face a little bit clearer. With the color changes, obviously like these, I didn't really bother because there was only 1 row of them, but just to make it a bit clearer. So this is the creeper. So this pattern is on Etsy. Who by Gel Green Craft, and this actually comes with, I can't remember what the other character is. It's some, I don't know. I'll try and make it for next video. Some other creature from Minecraft, plus a little TNT block and a grass block or something like that, which I haven't done yet, but I will. I'll see how this goes. I was getting more used to the pattern by the end of it, but again, you can't stuff them as much as you normally would as a normal round pattern, because you've got to try and keep the shape. So I don't know, he's a little bit, he's not too bad, but he's a little bit, you know, floppy, but not too bad. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, thanks to my neighbour for this idea. I did have these patterns saved, but hadn't gotten around to buying one, and I thought, well, before the craze kind of finishes, I better get one done, and I'll do the other bits before Sunday. The market's this Sunday, so I've still got a few days. It's Wednesday today, so I've still got a few days to make some more items. I have bought another couple of patterns that aren't Minecraft as well that I want to try, because I just can't help myself. But I need to have new patterns because I'm going to the market, the same market all the time. I need to come up with new stock, new patterns as often as I can. And I just changed the colours that I had on the top of my yarn there because I thought it looked a bit brighter up the top. I had my neutrals up there and you couldn't really see, so now I've got them lower. So I've restocked finally today. My Temu order came in, so I will now be able to start the second half of my custom order with the Rottweiler. So we have the first one here, that was the Bull Mastiff that I completed. Now I need to start the Rottweiler, so I might start that tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, either tomorrow or the day after. I just needed a few days just of doing smaller items and items that I don't need to concentrate on. And with the customs, I want to match as close as I can the colorings in the actual real dogs. So I need to concentrate and take more effort in that. So probably, yeah, tomorrow or the day after we'll start with that one. So that is the update for Wednesday. I have had a few extra ideas. Actually, Chris, my husband, he's full of good ideas at the moment. So we're coming up with one at the moment, but I'll have to wait to order some things in. But it's going to be a new item for the market that I think will do well. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to organize and get that together and then I'll show you. So it'll probably take a couple of weeks to get it together, but I think it will be a good idea. And I must admit, and I have to admit this, that every time Chris has requested that I get a certain particular pattern and take it to the market, it has sold. So I'm listening to his ideas now because like he kept saying to me, make a bluey, and I made a bluey and he's old. So, and there's been a few of those recently, so I have to listen to him. Anyway, I think that is enough yabba from me, and I need to get going and making some more, well, edit this video first. Hopefully the lighting is okay, otherwise I'll have to redo this video again. And I can, probably it would be a whole different video because I wouldn't say the same thing. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it. And I'd like to thank my new subscribers that I've had recently. There's been a few of you and I'd like to thank you very much. And I am still trying to work out where to look at on my phone. So I apologize if it looks like I'm not looking at you. I'm trying my best to work out where to look. So it might take a few more videos, but we'll get there. All right, thanks guys, and all the links in the description. If you want to check out my website, that'll be there as well, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I try and update them as much, but I find that Facebook, we have a little community going, so if you want to chat with me on my posts and that, that's the place to do it there. All right, we'll see you on Saturday, and we'll see what I've got done then. All right, thanks guys, bye.